Okay, all the last section of chapter 2 is how to solve math problems using order of operations. We learned order of operations in chapter 1, so just as a quick review, the P means parentheses, the E means exponents or square roots, M and D is multiply or divide, and the key is whichever comes first in the problem. And A and S is add or subtract, with also whichever comes first in the problem. So if subtraction comes first in the problem before add, then you would subtract first. So multiply and divide, you go left to right, add or subtract, you go left to right. So these are done the same exact way as chapter 1. The only difference now is you're using negative numbers, so you have to remember your negative rules. So for instance, this first one, I have addition and multiplication. Multiply comes before addition, so I'm going to underline. Negative 9 times 3, you would do the 9 times 3, which is 27. But then you would look back at your rules, and a negative times a positive is a negative. Bring down everything you haven't used yet in the same order that it already is. I put the negative 27 in parentheses to separate it from the addition sign, but keep in mind that when you have parentheses and there's nothing inside to do, then that parentheses does not count. So like when I did this one, you probably were like, why'd you go straight to multiplication when you have parentheses? Well, there's nothing inside that parentheses to do, it's just a negative 9. So that parentheses doesn't count. So then you go down the line and you get to multiplication. So now I have an addition problem, but I have 2 negatives. And when you have 2 negatives, you add. And when you add 2 negatives, you get a negative. Okay, the next one, I do have parentheses, but there's nothing inside there, and there's nothing inside there. It's just a single number. So parentheses is done. I don't have any exponents or square roots. Multiply or divide. I have a multiplication right here. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Keep it in parentheses, bring down everything you haven't used yet. Okay, I have an addition problem and a subtraction problem. So when you have both add and subtract, you go left to right. Okay, when it's addition, you look and see what you have, and I have one of each. I have a positive number and a negative number, and when you have one of each, you subtract. Highest minus lowest with borrowing gives me 8. Out of the 20 and the 12, the positive version of 12, the 20 is bigger and 20 is positive, so 8 stays positive. Bring down your minus, negative 6. Okay, when you have a subtraction problem, remember to do keep, change, change. Keep the first, change to addition, change to its opposite. And 8 plus 6 is 14.